Hi, I'm Dan Cleary, and I wanted to show you how I created one of my photographs from my Wright Brothers Then and Now series. This photograph is called Kite Flying, and it is done down at the Wright Brothers National Park in North Carolina. So my wife and I went down there in the middle of the summer a few years back, and we had an absolutely perfect, beautiful day when we were down there. And in the middle of the afternoon, one of the things the rangers started doing was they started passing out kites. I just decided when I saw that I would take a whole series of photographs, knowing that I would probably be able to get this to work somehow in one of my photographs. Now, the Wright brothers went down to Kitty Hawk in 1900, 1901, 1902, and then 1903. In 1900 and 1901, they were working on their wing technology. And the very first year they were there, they were simply flying kites, in a sense, flying these winged devices to try and see what the wind was going to do to these wings. This image is from the Library of Congress, and it is of the two of them holding on to a wing that they had made to try and see what the properties are. And I will kind of click through all of the different layers of this because this one gets pretty complicated. Now, one thing I always try and do with these images is I try and line up the horizontal lines of the historic image, then my image. And I did that here. This is meant to be a sort of street photography, documentary photography, and it's meant to be fun. I think all the different people in this photograph are kind of characters in a sense. So here is my base photograph, and I'll show you what the color photograph looks like. Here was the original color photograph. Now you'll see that I've got a lot of these blue lines on it to try and line things up correctly. And that's what I'll do sometimes. But one thing you'll notice is, where did the park rangers go? And where did some of the people go? Well, when I started putting in the historic photograph, all those people were getting in the way of the kite, of the frame of the historic photograph. So I had to move all of those people. And then when I put my type in, I had other kites who were kind of behind the type. So I had to go in and actually start moving around a lot of different elements, putting kites where I wanted them so that they didn't interfere with the kite from the Wright brothers. I'm trying to put people in front of the black border of the photograph, behind the black border, inside. So this one ended up getting very complicated. You can see I had to move the rangers over just a slight bit so that they weren't right in the black frame. I had to move some of the kites up above the type. But, once you do all those things, you end up with a photograph that is whimsical a little bit, which is fun. The quote I really loved, this was a letter that Orville had written to his sister, Catherine, which I think is just funny, considering 3 years later they were making powered flights. Well, thank you very much. I hope this was informative for you, and have a great day.